Hey there, glad you are interested in learning about Row Wise Traversal in Python. It's a fundamental skill for any aspiring coder, especially if you haven't come across it before. So, grab a cup of coffee and let's jump right in. Python comes with built-in data structures like lists and dictionaries that make handling data a breeze. When working with a two-dimensional structure, which is essentially a table with rows and columns, Row Wise Traversal is the go-to method for reading or manipulating data sequentially row by row. Imagine walking through a library's bookshelves and picking up each book one by one. That's essentially what you are doing in Row Wise Traversal. To put it simply, when we do Row Wise Traversal, we start at the top or the first row, then move downwards going through each row without jumping to another column within the same row. Think of it as reading a sentence in a paragraph, going along word by word, line by line. Now, why exactly do we care about Row Wise Traversal in Python? Let's break it down by contexts where it's commonly employed. 1. Often, when we crunch numbers or process datasets for analytical insights, we need to traverse data row by row. Whether you are dealing with sales data or climate records, iterating over rows one at a time makes sense. 2. In machine learning, Row Wise Traversal is a popular method to get datasets into the format needed for models. We loop through data, selecting important features or creating new features necessary for training and testing algorithms. 3. Whenever we scrape data from websites or fetch data from APIs using pagination, we are effectively performing a Row Wise Traversal by visiting each page or segment of data before moving on. And when you loop over a dataset using Python, this Row Wise approach guarantees each row gets fair attention without skipping any lines. 4. When executing SQL queries that return results in a tabular format, Row Wise Traversal helps ensure we go through all the rows, especially when we want to manipulate or inspect data one row after the other. So, let's delve into an example. Imagine you are given a CSV file that stores data about different employees. You've been tasked with printing the names of employees. This is a task that requires Row Wise Traversal. First, you'd start by importing the necessary Python library. Luckily, Python's got libraries that simplify reading from files like CSV. Here's a quick how-to: Python import CSV. Next, you prepare to open the CSV file. You'll need to make sure that you are reading from the file, not writing to it. This is important because you are reading the data, not updating it. Python with open as file, csv_reader is equal to csv.re. Add with that setup, it's pretty simple to get started on Row Wise Traversal. The data from your CSV file will come to you line by line, or more accurately, row by row. You'd want to skip the header, and then begin your loop where you'll parse each row. Python --skip the header. Headers is equal to next for row in csv_reader. Print the third column where the name resides. For this example, in this snippet, we ask for the second row, but then within that loop, we access the third column of every subsequent row since that's where names would logically be located, assuming a certain file structure. Remember, this is just an introduction-level traversal script. It doesn't handle things like malformed rows or quotes in the CSV, but it gives you the basics. The real deal's gonna require some wizardry in error handling and parsing. I hope you see now how traversing data in Python isn't as scary as it may seem. It's all about taking it one step at a time, or in this case, one row at a time. There's beauty in this simplicity of handling data, wouldn't you agree? Now, let's make a promise. If this gave you a little bit of confidence in not just understanding, but actually using Python for data manipulation, I'm truly glad. But hold on, remember, this information is just a taste of what Python can do for an IT fresher. So I urge you to dig deeper, experiment, and challenge yourself. One more thing before I wrap up, ever heard of Pandas? It's a powerhouse for data manipulation in Python and takes our whole data handling game to new levels. It's like when you go from making smoothies at home to having a fully equipped gourmet kitchen. So, if you're a budding coder looking to improve your data skills, I recommend exploring further into Python, Pandas library, and trying your hand at processing bigger datasets. It's truly an empowering experience. Oh, and before I forget, I've shared my takeaway here, but learning about and trying it on your own is the best way to grow. Embrace these opportunities, and you are sure to become proficient. Keep exploring, experimenting, and most importantly, enjoy the journey. I'll be back with more insights and tips on Python. But for now, keep coding, keep growing, keep exploring, and most importantly, always stay curious. Visit neeraj.qzz.io and subscribe to TechLab for more tech tutorials right in your inbox. Catch you in the next one.